Good. All right. Morning, Toastmasters. Now, show of hands, how many of you have been to a baseball stadium? How many of you have gone to big city? I know some of you guys from South Carolina, maybe small town, but have you gone to a big city and looked up at a huge 100-story skyscraper? Probably never thought too much about how much work goes into it and what actually gets done there. So as you can infer from the title of my speech, the main ingredient to those buildings is steel. And that's what my family does. We do structural steel. So the first step is bidding. So anybody going in the Army or Marines? Yeah. So just remember when you're fighting with the rifles that were built by the lowest bidder. So that's the first step, is to go and bid on a job. So that's why my dad's always so stressed, because he has to deal with mendacious people and try and get as much business for the company as he can. So once we've successfully gotten a deal, the next step is to order the steel. So our company doesn't produce steel. We take steel. So we order from the steel mill. We bring on these big train cars that go like right through the building, and then we take them off the cars onto the cranes. So from that point, we take the steel, usually like I-beams, but all kinds, plates. We take that and we cut it to the specifications for the job. All right. So when I worked there, I worked as a welder. It's a very cool skill to have. All right, to take a bunch of parts lying around and turn it into something useful. All right. So what you have here is you have your print. And reading the print is like its own language. It's a picture of the piece of steel you're working on, but there's no real, it's very easy to mess up, and it took me a long time to learn how to read a print. It's like its own language. All right, but once you read the print, you can put plates on there, and screw on clamps. Once you're done with that, you can tag it. Tagging it is important because you need to know which piece is which so you don't get mixed up. Afterwards, they're loaded onto trucks. And the trucks are taken to the job site. And the job site, they're erected with a big crane, and then they do the same job I did, except 100 stories up. It's just welded all together. All right? So. It's a really interesting job. Worked on anything from, we've done the Philly Stadium in Philadelphia, and currently we're doing the local Mormon temple. Actually, interesting part of that is part of the contract is that none of the workers were allowed to swear or drink caffeine while working on it. So. So hopefully now you have a little better understanding of how exactly a building goes from a bunch of guys yelling at each other about how much they're going to pay to an actual building you live and work in. So thank you.